Good evening. I'm Mr. McQueen, Assistant Principal at Magic City Campus. I'd like to take this time to welcome you to our 2020 Minot High Baccalaureate service. It is my honor to introduce Mr. Chuck Kramer, our speaker for tonight. Mr. Kramer, take it away.
Thank you, Mr. McQueen. To all of you graduates, this weekend all over the United States, ceremonies are being watched by kids just like you, graduating seniors, approaching things virtually. In Chicago, Oprah Winfrey is talking with seniors. Michelle and Barack Obama are doing a shared graduation message. In Vancouver, it's Ryan Reynolds, and basketball stars LeBron James and Steph Curry are talking with graduates. And if you were in New York City tonight, it would be Lady Gaga. But here in Minot, North Dakota graduates, the graduating class of Minot High School Magicians 2020, you're stuck with me, Chuck Kramer. You got the booby prize, my friends. But baccalaureate is always really a joyful time for seniors. And I'd like to be one of the first to congratulate you on all your hard work, on your dedication towards this school. This has been a very challenging year for all of you. You ended the year with classes online. That had to be extremely difficult for you. Your prom got canceled, which some of you probably are happy it did, but many were looking forward to the prom. And I even found out there was virtual tryouts to become a cheerleader. I came here to give that a try, but I didn't make the weight limit. But all the spring activities that you so look forward to, gone. No choir, no band or orchestra, none of those competitions you got to go to, no golf or baseball or softball or tennis, no soccer. So all of you had to give up a lot as you came to the end of your senior year. And then to top it all off, one of my favorites, Barry Holman, decided to retire as your football coach, and that saddened me because I had so much respect for him. But it's interesting, your lives have really been made up of challenges. Some of you were born the year that the world changed. You heard it talk about 9/11, 2001, the birth of modern-day terrorism. You'll never travel like your parents got to travel. It's all been turned upside down. As third and fourth graders, you were forced to end your year again because the mouse roared, the great devastating flood that sent you home early. And now your senior year has ended in the middle of a world pandemic. The senior class of 2020, you, the people that we honor tonight, have had to fight your way out of a conviction born of your challenges. If you want something you've never had, you must be willing to do something you've never done. Those are the words of Thomas Jefferson, and they are the words of your Minot High School senior class motto. If you want something you've never had, you need to be willing to do something that you've never done. These words end up being the foundation of the challenges that have led to your unfailing conviction. And conviction is a very necessary thing. It defies all the forces of inertia that don't allow things to always have been the way they always were, and that you'll always be doing what you've always done. If you want something you've never had, you must be willing to do something that you've never done. That takes conviction, graduates. The conviction that you have been forced to adapt in your lives. Conviction, though, can also be abused. It can be a very bad thing. It can be corrupted by pride, by greed. We have seen a loud increase of hatred and division. As we watch our political leaders, there's certainly no lack of conviction, but their conviction has become so compromised that it's turned into hatred and a deepening division between peoples. And we go into groups of our own like-minded people, and we're very easy to see the evil in the other side. Told never to compromise, never to apologize, never to be sorry. Of all of you graduates, along with all of the other graduates that are entering into this wider world upon your graduation this summer, you must take the total responsibility, and you have the training, and you have the conviction to address the most urgent, most challenging movement in our country today, the challenge of reducing hatred and promoting love. My friends, hatred is all around us. It's seeping into every pore of our being. Asian Americans, as this pandemic have broke out, have been singled out for hatred. Just last week, there was a father and son who certainly did not lack conviction. They had the conviction to make a citizen's arrest, but they chased down an African American jogger and killed him for no reason. No reason but a conviction born out of pure hatred. A Mexican-American grandfather and his grandson were out in an outside little bistro, and they were being screamed at by this group of men, told to go back from where they came from. When I went over to apologize to them, talked with them, the grandfather was a very, very successful businessman from California. His grandson from Chicago moved to Phoenix to try to do what his grandfather had done, trying to hold on to a bit of their history of Mexican Americans, keeping their Spanish language alive. You see, hatred poisons everything, yet we seem not to see the danger around us. And so we read in sacred scripture, especially the Gospel of St. John, where St. John encourages us to love one another. To love what is the greatest commandment of love God, love one another, love your neighbor as yourself. And he goes on to tell us that the greatest of all sins is hatred. Whether you're Jewish reading from the Torah, or a Muslim reading from the Quran, or you're looking at Hindu teaching, or lectures by the Buddha, or reading from the Book of Mormon, the common thread that goes through all of these beautiful, great religions is love of God, love of neighbor, and love one another as you love yourself. If we can help solve that one problem of hatred, my friends, you and I have a chance to tackle a lot of the easier problems. We are counting on you graduates to teach us how to love, because my generation has not done a very good job of it. But we have confidence that you can. So I just have one piece of advice in my talk to you that I really want you to remember. This one thought that if you don't remember anything else, I want you to remember this. My wife Nancy and I have two really great sons. Been blessed with 3 beautiful granddaughters. 2 graduated here at Minot High School. 1 is just 3 years old. But if you're blessed like Nancy and I to have children of your own, I want you to remember this advice. Never allow one of your children wearing a Superman pajama to be on the top bunk. I need you to remember that. Nothing good is going to come out of that. Don't do it. Stay away from the top bunk in Superman pajamas. So if you want something that you've never had, you must be willing to do something that you've never done. Minot High graduates of 2020, we congratulate you and thank you. And I'll just leave you with this one last thought. Be moved more by what you love and much less by what you hate. Thank you.